that should be fun. And I'll try and again just to give you guys really, really good commentary on this game. For those of you who want some background, I guess while we wait, KiWiKaKi is a hilarious guy. He's very, very, I guess private's a good way to put it. He really likes his privacy when playing games. I'm kind of surprised that he'll let me show our games on stream. He usually isn't a big fan of that, but I guess there are no really big tournaments coming up at the moment, like such as MLG, so we don't really have to be too worried about it. We can just kind of practice for being friendly. I guess the other thing is, usually me and him have some tournament coming up that we have to play each other in, which is always no fun, but it happens. You gotta play your friends. So in that case, well, I guess it doesn't really change that he wouldn't want it streamed, but I guess he doesn't really want to play with me in general then, and he can just use the streaming thing as an excuse, which is fine. Alright, so Shattered Temple. It's raining, Shattered Temple. Well, that's actually a trick you guys may not know. I'll explain that for you. Why is it raining but you have everything else on really, really low settings? So you can see these drones, they're not like pretty artist drones, they're not like top of the line, I have a best graphic card in the world drones, but I have my effects on Ultra. If you go to graphics, effects, it should be on Ultra for you too. The reason that's for is it helps you see cloaked units a lot better. For instance, you'll see a DT moving, you'll see burrowed roaches, you'll see pretty much everything much easier with that effect on. So, if you don't already have effects set to Ultra, there you go, something to do. Next time I run a commercial or anything like that, just set your effects to Ultra. Alright, so in this case, you went 14 spawning pool, and you kept droning up to 15. The point of this, again with no gas, is we kind of just don't want to, we don't need to put pressure on early. I've got 16 drones as well, and we just kind of want to get a good economy running while still being safe. If he's doing any sort of zealot timing, anything like that, some sort of cannon rush, this is safe and a fine build. So that's kind of the reasoning behind this. In the meantime, he's just trying to delay my expansion. And if I know KiWiKaKi and his builds at all, I'd probably wager something that he's building an expansion right here, putting maybe a pylon up first. Usually likes to play very safe. Alright, so we're going to send our drone at around 275 minerals. The reason we're sending it then is just because our zerglings are about to finish. We're going to make one drone. Right, so he actually isn't even going to try and prevent that. I'm kind of surprised. But it happens. And if we see he has a very nice defense here, we're actually not going to get speed early. However, if he doesn't have a really nice defense here, we're just going to get speed. Turns out he actually isn't expanding. I would have lost whatever I wagered. So in this case, we are going to get speed, but again, it's not going to be too super quick. While we wait here, while I have nothing really better to do here, then just use these zerglings to scout around the map. Oh, there's that orb right there. That's what we're trying to find.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
At this point we can use a creep tumor as well. Oh, turns out he was over here. That's interesting. I guess I would have won the wager. My bad. Oh, comedy. Alright, so when you scout, you want to make sure you actually see all the way in. That's very important. Guess we learned something today on that matter, huh? And then when you saw a probe come from over here, you want to still scout around this area, just to make sure nothing crazy is going on. Of course, it never hurts to spread that creep tumor. At this point, we're going to do something involving two bases. We're not actually going to go to anything more at this point. Overload's a little bit late, but now we're just going to worry about putting overloads all around the edges here. And put them on this little row right there. It's usually very helpful. And then you want to keep spreading creep and inject. Those are pretty much the most important parts of it all. In the meantime here, we kind of want to be able to be guessing what he's doing peacefully while we kind of expand, throw down a spine crawler, and make our lair. So we're basically throwing down all these gas at the same time as making a lair. And again, you want to kind of spread your overlords around. Make sure you're not missing any pylons, because they will come back to haunt you. And you want your drone spread to be evened out. Right about the time now, at around the 50 supply mark here, you kind of want to get a good idea of what's going on. So you kind of send your overlords along the edges. Count how many probes he has mining. There are lots of little tricks you can do. See if they're doubled up. Looks like they are. He has some chrono boost saved up, and he's really chrono boosting that really heavily, or at least it looked like it, right? So, because of that, we're going to throw down another couple spines, make a few more zerglings, bring you back up there, because, you know, we don't really actually need to suicide you, and we have this guy coming there. And we're going to throw down a spire in this case. That's going to be our goal. We're actually going to use this. Alright, so lots and lots of gateways. It's good that we have... yeah, so there's that. It's good that we have these spine crawlers coming up. If we went on to 3 bases earlier, we would have had to be a lot more prepared, and I actually don't need to even use this overseer yet. Quite honestly. Just try and keep spreading out a little bit. And now we have these zerglings out of our base. That sounds fine. They're just going to be used to run around a little bit to keep them worried. Possibly come around for a flank. There's obviously a good chance he's not actually going to be doing it all in here. Could actually just be fake pressure. Either way, I'll take the free minerals. And we can kind of just use these to come up here, take position, while we go to meet us. He actually doesn't have either of these gases, which is very worse than I kind of think he just expanded, to be honest. Notice I as well don't have... he didn't take that. Maybe just those zealots were meant to be a timing, and they just didn't do enough. Didn't actually use them as a timing. I'm not sure. Then we want our overlords properly placed around the map. And right when these meet us finish, we want to use them to harass right away. We're going to use this to stop the gateway as well, I think. And we're just going to expand. Alright, well, this looks like just basically an all-in. But it's going to be very hard to stop, despite it being primarily made up of immortals. Ironically, those are possibly going to help. We're actually just going to use all of our drones now. Because why not? We really just want to save this hatchery. And we have all these other expansions going up at the same time, so we managed to hold off that all-in, and keep massing up our drone, or our mute account as well, which is fine. In this case, it's just about what we wanted to do perfectly.
We require more Vespine gas.
Just kind of using those expansions over there to kind of spread them out, spread out our drone count again.
Our forces are
make sure our mutas aren't dying, our zerglings aren't dying, and he doesn't have an expansion, so he might be thinking something along the lines that he's a bit ahead because of the damage he did to my expansion and to my drone count, but I don't think that's the case. We want to go ahead and make sure we don't lose this, though. And we can use these just to do whatever we want to. When you have these mutas, you want to use them along the edges, just to pick off pylons, do that sort of little extracurricular damage. That little lure is just going to do some damage while we wait. Again, you want to make sure you have all of these guys on gas because it's basically the most important part. Kind of looks like he wants to just go for another attack. You can't be certain, but it's kind of just my guess. Because of that, we're going to go ahead and throw down some spines. Make sure we have, yep, so there's that attack coming along. He kind of just knows that he really can't. I just want to prevent him from being able to reinforce. That should do it while we wait. You can use this to transfuse stuff. Pull all your drones. You can cancel these now. Put them on whenever you want to. At this point, it's pretty much over. It's very hard to kill this very, very large amount of just drone muta circling, especially when you don't really, or you don't have as many gateways to warp and stuff as you thought you did, basically. So at this point, it's pretty much over. You have just an army and an economy lead. You actually might have an upgrade lead. At least on our mutas, we're about to be too low. Now we can actually just aim stuff too, because of the amount of mutas we have. And with these zerglings inside too, it's just over. There's no other way to put it. So when you get a huge mutaflock, you can kind of use them to run around properly, and so that's kind of how you hold off early immortal timing with mutas, and just a cool 2-base build.